It's hard to say, but his name was Dino, and we liked him, so he came. And we just sort of wandered around dancing. And of the four of us, I was the most straight-laced, because I was American, they assumed I was a producer, a film producer.
Sure.
And I didn't disabuse them of that notion, because,
Right.
it was my only chance to be a film producer. But the screenwriter guy was also fairly straight-laced. He was wearing, golf clothes. And we were both supposed to busy taking notes, but my notes were getting a little off the rails.
Yeah.
Sure.
Thanks to the not ayahuasca I'd taken. And he just started staring at the trees, man. And at one point he just walked into the trees. And I was like, I had to pee. Yeah, I kind of have to pee too. And I just waited there for a bit, and he never came back. And after a couple of hours, I went to my other two film crew people and said, hey, he's gone. The screenwriter just left in the bush. And they're like, oh, yeah, we gotta go. I'm sure somebody will take him back to town. And we just left. And that was it, right? So, we went back to Brisbane, and we had, another year's worth of meetings. We hired another director, hired another screenwriter, and just kind of kept the movie going. And then we always had these Monday afternoon production meetings. And one week, at one of these Monday meetings, he just showed back up, looking totally clean as a whistle, like nothing was out of the ordinary, sat down, and we just started the meeting, and nobody even blinked. And I was just about to say something like, are you okay? Or something. But then Dino asked him if he was okay. And he said, oh, yeah, man, he just went on walkabout.
No shit. He decided.
A year?
And that was the end of that
That's a thing.
discussion. It wasn't a year. It was probably 6 months. But yeah,
Still,
that is
any
still
more than 24-hour period is...
The fact that he would be 10 minutes in the dark in the Australian bush would make me think that his bones had already been stripped clean.
I mean, it's only 80% of the world's most poisonous snake.
No.
So your odds... I'm saying you've got a chance. Anyway, that was Australia in a nutshell.
And he looked aesthetically the same as when he left.
He looked
didn't have,
he had
a new beard
didn't
and
have
this
sunburn. He was fine. He was fine. I don't know if he was on walkabout the entire... Like I said, we dropped it. You say the word walkabout, and a bunch of Aussie brogans are just going to nod and move on with their lives. We've all been there, man.
No problem.
It's I went on a walkabout.
Yeah.
I realized I was doing everything perfectly. He just realized that he had nothing to work
He
out.
didn't come back any wiser. He didn't come back with new information for the film. He was just exactly the same. Sometimes you can go on a lifelong eat, pray, love journey and come back totally fucking the same. It's like Friends, no arc.
Oh my god, I both want to watch the movie of this story, and also now I want to watch the Eat, Pray, Love, where at the end she realizes she's exactly the same.
Yeah.
Nobody else is probably obsessed with this, but did you ever figure out what the oven would be for a rave?
Oh, yeah. But I forget.
Oh, okay.
No, yeah.
I was like, what is it? Is it a room where they just dance themselves to death because it's too hot?
No, there was some scheme where it was complicated. It went through a lot of different permutations, and I think one of them was potash is a big industry. And Australia's a big mining country. Basically, most of their income comes from mining. And so there's some scheme where she was cremating people alive and then selling it as potash and making a ton of money or something. I don't remember if that's where we ended up, but that was... The movie never got made.
Oh, well.
Sure.
We ended up making some vampire movie instead.
So there's only 1 week of pre-production.
It was really terrible. Yeah, we spent 9 months on that, and then in a week we threw together a vampire film and filmed it in the basement.
Oh my god.
But I do think the director we hired who worked with us on that went on to do some pretty big things.
Well,
Wow, good for that person.
I thought it was strange when you said he wanted to just make a movie about drugs. That was the one hook he had.
He brought the Hansel and Gretel. So you got your Austrian right there, right? Your Hansel and Gretel plus I don't know drugs,
criminality, right?
That's my personalities in a nutshell.
That's
great. No, yeah.
Mm-hmm. There was another bush stuff outside of my apartment one day where it was going pretty heavy and it was keeping me awake, but I was like, oh, the kids, they're having fun. And they're playing really hardcore dance music and stuff, and at 3 a.m, all of a sudden Roxanne came on by Sting, And you know how that song starts, right? Like, Roxanne! Like, that's going to cut through your earballs at 3 in the morning. So that was annoying, but then they proceeded to play it like 12 times in a row. Like, the DJ just fell asleep on Roxanne. So,
Repeat.
I hate that song now, and I don't go to outdoor raves.
It's one of those things where, like, Roxanne, also, you just play it on a loop and never know where at in the song you are after
No.
you do it a couple of times.
Yeah, it loops really well. It's like a GIF.
Yeah. yeah. Like, you can't tell if you've heard it 5 times or
Right.
just the first time.
That's Sting music in general. He's like the Tumblr of rock music. just scroll through and watch things on
Perpetual.
repeat.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cute. I get the idea. So you play bass.
You play a deep instrument, you have a very high voice. It's great. It's great. The contrast is fun.
Exactly.
I don't understand why people do that. I had a number of parties in college where people would put one song on repeat, and then about an hour into it, everyone would be like, "Wait a minute,
Yeah.
is this still Flashlight?
Yeah, but
Is this still P-Funk? What's happening right
I
now?"
accidentally did that the other day when I was working in my garage. Like I went to turn off the repeat all, and I didn't realize it repeat one, and so like an hour into me like sawing things, I'm like, this soundtrack is really similar. Is that because it was it was the new Batman Lego movie soundtrack, so it's not like words, it's just instrumental.
so you just had the same dramatic feeling
Same,
over and
right?
over again.
Yeah.
You felt really triumphant while you were
Yeah.
making your
Yeah.
props.
That's a pretty good one to put on repeat. I
Yeah,
think.
it's
like
it's
it's only been,
every
like, 3
Batman
minutes,
soundtrack
right?
too combined. The composer like has taken elements from all sidebar. Yeah. Like
Oh.
1960s, 89, 90 stuff is pretty good, and the newest one.
And a little seal thrown in there, a little
Yeah,
splash
absolutely.
of seal. Yeah.
A little splash, little splash.
That is the
Little
correct
kiss
verb
from
for
a rose.
seal.
Oh yeah,
Thank you. I was
Very
ways
good.
over that. I didn't even.
yeah. I didn't even get it. You like
I'm
make the
extra
joke
proud of
better.
myself. I'm gonna go home.
I'm actually slightly surprised,
peeked.
Patrick, that it wasn't something like horrifying and scary,
No,
or like
yeah.
screams or something. So
Yeah,
that your neighbors are like they've got 911. They're about to press it. I'm like, but he's just so. They don't think he's. That can't be real
Like the
murder.
score to David Lynch movies.
To be fair, I had just brought in all of my bloody head props into the garage, so it evens out.
You're listening to this fun
God.
cartoon animated soundtrack. You just
I live a strange life. It's
You're
very
some
strange.
child's horrifying neighbor. Like, there's gonna be a movie about it in 20 years about this freaky guy.
Have I told you guys before that like my neighbor? I'm a single-story house, and the next door is like a 2-story that sees over the fence, and like when I go to walk into my back door, it's like a view right up just to this kid's room, and she's like, yeah, but she always leaves her window open. I said, that's real weird. Like even if it's raining. And then so one day I come like to the back area and she's just like smoking weed out of her window, and I was like, aha, I get it now. I get why your window's constantly open.
Yeah.
And the drapes with the Christmas lights that are for no reason.
Yeah.
So she's
all
not
over
a
town.
child.
Well, she's like she's
a
probably like
teenager.
No, she's
16. Oh,
7.
I've been there.
She's
I've been there for like
apple
I've
ball.
been there for like 9 years though. So and they've been there for I don't know 5-6 years. So like when your neighbors move in, that's you know what I mean. Like when
Yeah,
you meet
yeah.
somebody at a certain age, they kind of stay that age. So I
Sure,
was like,
Matthew McConaughey.
oh, I don't know. That's not it. Dear lawyers, whatever.
I can see you playing like VR drums naked in front of a window. That, like you had your VR set on and you're not even really banging on drums. You're just naked.
There's like
I'm-
that guy does not know how to masturbate.
He is missing. He is
way up.
missing a lot.
Just trying to at least give him a fan or something.
He's like stuck trying to do the Macarena and like he's like looping.
It looks like he's having a good time though. I don't know.
He's doing windshield wipers. It's weird.
You know,
Oh God. Oh
it's well ventilated. Probably smells better that way.
God. Good Lord. Oh man. So when you went to grad school, were you going for writing or were you
Yeah.
going for film? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was going to be. It was the program was called Writing, Editing, and Publishing, but I was trying to like boost my magazine editor / book editor credentials, and then learn something about writing along the way if I could. So that was the idea, and I did. I don't know. It was good. It was like more relevant to my life than undergrad ever was.
Sure.
And that's the beauty of grad school is you get to actually pick what you're going to do. So
Right.
yeah.
Did you go to undergrad in Colorado then?
I did in Colorado Springs.
Ah.
Yeah, which was a really good place to be gay. I don't know
They
if you all
loved
remember
it.
Focus on the Family. They're not so much in the news anymore. In the 90s, they were the big deal. They were sort of the... I don't want to say they started the religious right, but like when the religious right started, they were right there, like making the news and stuff. Promise Keepers, Focus on the Family, that is all Colorado Springs.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah, Promise
And so-
Keeper.
Yeah. So it was all very like religious, and it set up like a donut. So the college is in downtown in this like little blue hole, and then the rest is like real red donut, you know. And you're just surrounded by angry white people all the time.
Chapped lips, and they're just...
And so like the only gay club in town was under the interstate that runs through the middle of town. And it was like no sign, no neon, just under the interstate. If you know where it is, you can go. And I'd go because gay and also no ID. So like, that seemed like the kind of place to go. And ironically, it was a great place to network because the only people there were all the closeted pastors and politicians in town. And like the whole undoing of Focus on the Family started in that little unnamed gay club because it was like, yeah, I wonder where they got their ideas from.
That's so funny. The only thing I know about the Promise Keepers is I went to college in Dallas, and when they would come and do have a big convention at the Texas Stadium, which was right next to my college, and I was a theater major, and the theater director would be like, "Do you see those assholes over there and the Promise Keepers having their meetings?" And we're like, "No, we're mostly just here at school. We're not paying attention to other people." "Yeah, well, if you follow those cars, they're going straight to the strip clubs just down the street. Those bastards aren't keeping any promises." And we were like, "Oh, okay." Like, this guy never spoke politically in any way. But when those Promise Keepers came to town once a year, he would just he'd get so mad.
Hypocrisy, and it'll kill
He
you.
did not like it at all. Oh,
Well,
God.
to be fair, if you look at the rhetoric, which is super obvious now, but at the time it fooled a lot of people, it wasn't the only promise they were going to keep was the promise that women wouldn't get to make any decisions. That was the point of their organization. Like, we will take care of you, ladies. We'll do it. We promise. So shut the fuck up. That was their whole rally mentality. Turned out to be a platform for a major party. Hi, what should we talk about now?
So your writing went into... now you write for the Chronicle, is that correct?
Occasionally, yeah, I freelance for them.
You freelance many places?
I'd like to. I
Great.
don't have enough time to really pitch around enough, so I try to get like a byline into something every 2-3 months just to like keep that career alive. But yeah, I'd like to do more of it. I'm trying to work on writing more for myself, again, more fiction and stuff like that, and personal essays. But it's just a find the time kind of a thing.
Oh, yeah.
Full-time job, comedy, 2 kids, single parent. You have to budget.
Yeah.
So
What's your full-time job in?
websites. I help run websites for a boring corporation.
Right on. I was like, okay,
Yeah.
we don't need to talk about it.
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah.
I'm literally not allowed to, so I never know how to soft pedal that.
No, you're
Yeah.
fine. You're fine. Absolutely. I mean, I can't imagine.
Yeah.
But that being said, wow, that's a lot of things to have to juggle for sure.
Yeah.
But you're still doing. I
Dating.
feel like I see you and more juggling. Yowza. But there's just so much. I see you writing in the Chronicle, and there seems to be certainly a vibe when your stuff comes out. There's a lot of good reactions that I hear from the community that I'm surrounded by. So do write more because people like it.
Yeah. I mean, writing that's my primary career. I was a writer for a living. That's what I got paid to do, was write for 15 years.
Yeah.
So, like, I only had to stop doing that because money.
Sure. Was it after that lease?
It was after that one great lease. I had to go find a real job to afford to live here.
Yeah.
Not that writing isn't a real job, it just doesn't pay like one.
Right.
But
Indeed.
that's still my first love, and I even like had a little come to, center myself kind of moment last year. I took November and December off from comedy. I just stopped doing stand-up, canceled all my shows, and took all that time that I was putting towards comedy and put it back into writing, because I was like, wait a minute, I'm doing okay in comedy. I'm enjoying it. I'm getting a lot better at it. I've put a lot of time and effort into it, and it's starting to pay off. But no matter how good I get at this, it's still the second best thing. It's the thing I'm the second best at. Like, you